Hello, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Every one of us has a story, and it's intermingled with other things. Mine was pretty simple. I was inactive for many years, didn't come into the church until I met a young woman in junior and high school. She asked me to early morning seminary, but some other things were going on too. We had home teachers that finally were welcomed in our home, but an individual I named Chris Saylor I started asking questions to. But in my junior year, I decided, what, why? Why do we live? I don't want to just struggle, pay bills, and die. There's gotta be more to life than that. So that overriding thought started to really bother me. So I started to look for answers. And as it so happened, God stepped in and helped me find the church and get active. I had to study the Book of Mormon, didn't want to be ignorant about it. So I started reading and praying about it, started going to church, started asking a home teacher questions. Chris would tell me, Raj, we don't know everything. What we don't know, we can't tell you. What we do know, we will tell you. The rest you're going to have to leave on the shelf. Find out on your own in time. 6 months later, I got the Aaronic priesthood. 6 months later, the Melchizedek priesthood. 6 months later, on a mission to Korea, a foreign country. My dad didn't even want me to go. He wanted to punch the bishop out. And I said, Dad, the bishop doesn't make that decision. The leaders of the church do. I didn't even have a suit or money to go. The church had to support me for the first year. And then my dad wrote me two letters. One, he said, I'll pay for your second half of your mission. And two, he said, I'm glad you went on your mission. It was a difficult time. Coming back, I served as young adult chairman for youth for two different states. Many were inactive. In Montana, there aren't enough guys and gals to go around, and a lot of them fall away from the church even after they've served 2 years on a mission, and they marry outside the church. We lost many, many individuals. There are many lost souls out there, even after all that work to get them on a mission. So the most important thing I can tell anybody in the church, stay active, find a good companion for yourself, and stay active in the church. No decision is more important than that. But after searching, after praying, after finding these things, there's something else that happened. I went fasting and praying to a patriarch, and I had some specific questions I wanted answered, and God answered them through this man. That meant God could speak through prophets and apostles and patriarchs and tell us things. And that knew that he knew me, he knew this man, and he knew my situation. That changed everything. There are still today many things I have not been fulfilled in that blessing, but I'm working on it. If I could do anything for anybody, I would tell you that there are 3 or 4 essential things that will make more difference in your life than anything else. One is to learn to stop and control your emotions when you have problems, and to ponder or pray, receive inspiration, and then act on it. Again, that process is simple. Stop, control your emotions, ask for help, whether it be with God or others or both. Receive that help or that inspiration, and then act on it. That will change everything you do as that relationship between you and God grows by just doing those 3 things. Stop, control your emotions, ask for help, and then act on it. Those 4 things. Again, it's stop, control your emotions, ask for help, and then act on that inspiration. Powerful, life-changing system just in doing that. Marrying the right gal, staying active in the church, going to the temple, fulfilling your responsibilities as a priesthood holder, and learning to love and serve with the Lord. That will change everything. And teaching your children and supporting your wife to do the same. Incredible. Eternal changing processes just by doing that. In this last part of this video, we'll talk a little bit about a guy that wanted to commit suicide, got his prayers answered, didn't, but he had no idea what he was doing. God did send someone to this guy. He couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it, but he had. With my friend's help, for the next year and a half, I fought like a lion to overcome all my problems. Up and down I went, succeeding and failing along the way. But little by little, I started to see small but obvious things happen in my life. The answers to questions that had long bothered me began to be revealed. Slowly, things started to change. Finally, I decided to attend church. One day, someone there reached out, inviting me to a church-sponsored picnic. I felt a bit awkward about it, but I decided to go. It turned out to be the straightest party I'd ever been to. No drugs, no alcohol, silly games for the kids everyone had brought. And then we had lunch, and someone wanted to pray over the hot dogs. I thought it was strange, but I bowed my head and closed my eyes. And then my life changed. 2 years after that initial fast and prayer, 700 days after I had pleaded with God in my closet, I felt something I had never felt in my life. Something 20 times stronger than any drug I'd ever taken. It was as if someone were hugging me, as if someone were telling me I was home, that these people were good, and that I needed to be with them, that God was there, and that he knew me by name.
Remember, God is real. He does know you personally. And I testify of that powerful principle. But you have to learn that for yourself. No one else can do that work for you. You have to do it to find out these things for yourself. And I bear testimony of this simple but power and eternal truth. God is real, he loves you, and he wants to be in your lives. But you need to slow down, stop, control your emotions, ask for help, receive that help, and act on it. Again, stop, control your emotions, slow down, ask for help, receive it, and act on it. That is life-changing if you'll do it. And it's an eternal principle you can use to perfect yourself with God's help. And I say these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.